morning, and I'm back to work on that really fun escape room that is Stranger Things themed. So, reminder, this is what my first page looked like, and I'm going to take you through how I made this first page, and we'll go from there. So, I'm starting with a completely blank background. I did not do this originally. I started with a template, and I showed you guys that template last time, but I ended up not using very much from that template. So, I'm just going to start with a blank background. And I already went in and searched, and this is the search term that I use, Stranger Things upside down background, okay? And this, I'm pretty sure, is the image I use. So I'm gonna right click on this, and I'm gonna click Open Image in a new tab. And the advantage of only open the images, first of all, I'm not waiting for everything else on the website to load, but I get a really good view of what the image is. So I can save the image to my computer, and in this case, it's an AVIF file. I don't even know what that file is. I don't know if that's a file I can insert. I'm going to try just copying the image and coming over here and pasting it. And one of the reasons why I like doing that is because I tend to get lots and lots of files on my computer. So that will limit that. And now I have a pretty decent background, right? Now let me add another one, and I'm going to show you, I'm going to go back and let's click on this one. That one's pretty cool. I'm going to open that one in a new tab. Oh, nope, I did that wrong. I want to open image in a new tab. Okay, so that's a little distinction because I don't want the whole website. Copy image. And I can just paste it in, same thing, okay? Now, one of the reasons why I grabbed this one is because I thought one of the things that was cool about this background is the fact that there's a sense of like a foreground and a background. You have trees, there's like layers of trees, okay? And I wanted to show you how you could make it so that you had characters that were partially inside and partially like behind a tree. Does that make sense? So I'm going to come over here, and I've actually already searched for a Demogorgon. And there's a whole bunch of images here. And I'm going to take this one, and then I'm going to open link in new tab. And you might, or open image in a new tab. And you might notice that you have images that are varying levels of quality and realisticness, and you're just going to have to decide what you like. But let me paste that image there. Oh, I accidentally moved that. Okay. So now I have him here, but he's got that white background. So I'm going to go ahead and click the background remover, and it's just that easy, okay? So now he's there, but he does not look like he belongs here, right? Very different color, very different look. I probably would go back to the drawing board on this one, but I do want to show you one thing that I can do to make it look like he's in there. So I'm going to actually click on the background, and I'm going to click Edit. And I'm going to go to my Magic Studio tools, and I'm going to do Magic Grab. And I'm going to grab, and I'm going to use the click. I'm going to grab these two trees, okay? And I'm going to click Grab. And what this is doing is putting those two trees on a new layer. Undo. Okay. I want to keep them in the same place. I don't want to move them, but they are on a new layer. So now I'm going to go to Position, and I'm going to click on my Layers panel, and I can take and move him so that he is partially behind that tree. And it didn't do a good job with this one. It really depends on the background you choose. If you look at my original, these had some very distinct formations that I could grab and put the Demogorgon behind. Honestly, this is not the best use of that. I probably could have done better, but it just shows you a little bit about how flexible it can be of creating a background that is realistic. Now, this is not something you need to do. You can just grab a simple background, but I thought some people might like to see how I sort of played around with the images and just made my own background and made it look a certain way. Sometimes when you want certain things, you have to manipulate it a bit. And these magic edit tools, really amazing. Just the plain background remover saves me so much time of just being able to have an image without its background. But also, if there's just something in the image you don't want, let's say I don't want this tree, the magic eraser also is very helpful. I could just erase this, click erase, and now it's gone. Come back, it looks funny because of the image I chose, right? Let's say I wanted to erase this guy up in the sky. I could come here, do background, do magic eraser. I'm going to turn to my click tool. And what click tool does is it just clicks on the similar pixels. So see, that one is not going to work because it's too sensitive, right? Let me go back, click. Let's just click that and erase it. In Photoshop, you can actually change the sensitivity of it, and that gives you a lot more power. But for our basic things, how often do you really need to erase something from the background? It's just a nice thing to be able to do if you find a background image that has something in it that you don't like. Okay, so I hope this gives you a good start. And next time we will talk a little bit more about how we added the buttons. Have a great week.